right now.
Well, Trump called Harris's economic plan dangerous because it's consistent and has a lot of giveaways that might sound good, but would actually harm the economy. And in a recent poll from CNN, it actually shows a narrow lead over former President Donald Trump, with Kamala Harris in the lead. Donald Trump 50% to 48%. Now the political temperature will actually turn all the way up in 2024. And we're taking a look at actually the history of the DNC, and our senior national correspondent, Peter Zampa, he reports from the Windy City.
Democrats and Republicans historically frequented this place to throw their party's biggest party, the nominating conventions. It's a moment to rally the base and spring toward the fall. But they avoided this place for nearly 3 decades, all because of 1968. In the middle of the Vietnam War and the fight for civil rights, protesters took to the streets around the convention, leading to chaos, clashes with police, injuries, and a death.
It was more significant as a sort of summary of all of the social forces that were roiling the electorate leading into it.
Mark Hansen from the University of Chicago says years of anti-war protests preceded that moment. But the scenes in Chicago that week, a tipping point that left a lasting impact on the party's platform and the general election.
Richard Nixon was already planning to run on a law and order platform. And this was just one more instance of the lawlessness. And in the fall, of course, Richard Nixon prevailed in that election, 5th closest popular vote margin in American history.
They say past is prologue. Since Hamas attacked Israel last October, a devastating retaliation in Gaza polarized Americans, especially among Democrats. Protesters critical of the Biden administration's support for Israel have been mobilizing for months and plan to do so again this week in Chicago.
It has the potential to cause a recalibration of U.S. policy in Gaza.
Hansen says lessons have been learned since 1968. Secret Service now plays a role in securing the area, and the Chicago Police Department says they have used 1968 as a learning opportunity. 4 days of celebration and potential strife begin Monday. The primetime speaker on the first night, President Joe Biden, the man passing the torch to a new generation, looking to show his focus is on the future.